This is the men's 1,000-yard freestyle. Swimming in lane number 2 is Chris Freeman. Lane number 4 is Manny Belzer. And lane number 6 is Patrick Wigan. Patrick opens with a 25.70. Manny's at a 25.34, and Chris is at a 26.34. Second 50 was a 28.57 for a 53.91. Patrick's is at a 28.39 for a 54.09, and Chris is at a 28.45 for a 54.79. Third 50 is a 28.26. Patrick's is a 28.78, and Chris is at a 28.90. Manny's 450 is a 28.71 for a 150.88. Patrick's is at 28.73 for a 151.60, and Chris is at a 29.20 for a 152.89. Manny's 450 is a 28.55. Patrick's is at 28.85. Chris is at 29.14. Manny 6 is a 28.75. Patrick's is a 28.97. Chris is at a 28.63. Manny 750 is at a 28.61. Patrick's is at 28.95. Chris is at a 29.29. Manny's 8th is at 28.51. Patrick's at 28.84. Chris is at a 29.53. Manny's 9th is at 28.55. Patrick's is at 29.03. Chris is at a 29.53. Manny's 10th 50 is a 28.51 for a 4:42.36. Patrick's is at 29.21 for a 4:45.45, and Chris is at a 29.57 for a 4:48.58. Manny's 1150 is a 2860.
So is Iowa almost 1, 2, 3 in this
Yes, they
race?
are. They are right now. Yeah. Patrick's at a 2910. Chris is at a 2986. Actually, I think it's close for third and fourth. Chris is hanging in there just slightly ahead. Manny's last 50 is a 2830. Patrick's is a 2929. Chris is at a 2930. Chris is about a second and a half ahead right now of the first place Northwestern tag. Manny's last 50 was a 2852. Patrick's is at a 2937. Chris is at a 2978. Manny's last 50 is a 2860. Patrick's is at a 2911. Chris's is at a 2953. And his last 50 was a 2858. 59. Sorry. Patrick's is at 2935. Chris is at a 2938. And his last 50 was a 2880. Patrick's is at 2887. Chris is at 2893. Chris is pulling out now. Manny's at a 2841. Patrick's is at 2916. Chris is at 2949. Yeah, Manny's got 100 yards to go. Manny's last 50 was a 2803. Patrick's is at 2954. Chris is at a 2965. With 50 yards to go, Manny's last 50 was a 2839. Patrick's was a 2940. Chris was at a 2982. Manny finishes up with a 2742 for a 926.02. Patrick finishes up with a 2817 for a 936.80. Chris finishes with a 2910 for a 943.42.